Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with news that Stone Cold Steve Austin may be coming back to WWE for another match. Fightful Select reported yesterday that WWE Chief Creative Officer Paul Levesque has made an offer to Austin, although it is not known when the potential match might take place or who Austin's opponent might be. Sources who spoke to Fightful were under the impression it was for WrestleMania, but this has not been confirmed. One source indicated that the two parties had not come to terms. Although it is not known if the WWE Hall of Famer and six-time world champion accepted the offer, he did post a video to Instagram yesterday showing him working out, which only fed into more speculation online. Austin came out of retirement last spring to wrestle Kevin Owens in the main event of WrestleMania 38, his first match since 2003. WWE presented Monday Night Raw live last night on the USA Network from the KFC Yum Center in Louisville, Kentucky. In the closing moments of the show, Austin Theory attacked United States champion Seth Rollins after Rollins' main event victory over Finn Balor. Theory failed 1 week ago to unseat Rollins as champion after cashing his Money in the Bank contract.
In tonight's statement now, it was Dolph Ziggler. Now Seth Rollins.
Knock it off, man. What's wrong with you? Visionary. Hey, come on. Enough. Come on, Theory. Get off of him.
Obviously, last week's failure to cash in the Money in the Bank contract on Seth Rollins still fresh in the mind. Still a driving force for the now. Austin Theory.
A-Town down.
Earlier in the show, Theory was disqualified in his match against Dolph Ziggler after repeatedly bashing Ziggler into the announcer's table. Theory continued to attack Ziggler after the match and was forced to the back by referees and officials. Raw also featured more developments leading into the Survivor Series later on this month, with AJ Styles challenging Balor to a singles match at the Premium Live event. More participants for the Women's War Game match at Survivor Series were announced, as Mia Yim joined Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss's team, while Rhea Ripley joined forces with Bayley, Damage Control, and Nikki Cross. In other results, Bobby Lashley beat Mustafa Ali by ref stoppage in the opening match, Dominic Mysterio pinned Shelton Benjamin, Mia Yim pinned Tamina, Chad Gable defeated Matt Riddle with an assist from Otis, Io Sky defeated Dana Brooke, and Baron Corbin pinned Akira Tozawa in what was Tozawa's first singles match on Raw in 14 months. With some WWE injury news, here's the Wrestling News' Lou Kipilman.
Kevin Owens was hurt during Sunday night's WWE house show in Madison, Wisconsin, and may have to miss the remainder of 2022. During a match with Austin Theory, Owens came down hard on his right knee while coming off the turnbuckle, and was seen holding his knee in pain as the referee checked on him. The match was quickly brought to a finish, with Owens going straight to the stunner on Theory for the win. He was helped to the back after the conclusion of the match. The Wrestling Observer described the injury as a possible MCL sprain, which would require 6 weeks for surgery and recovery. Owens is scheduled to undergo tests to determine if it is just a sprain or something more severe. For the Wrestling News, I'm Lou Kipilman.
In other WWE news, the Usos officially set the new record yesterday for longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history, reaching 484 days as SmackDown Tag Team Champions, which exceeds the New Day's record of 483 days as Raw Tag Team Champions set in 2016. The Usos have been SmackDown Tag Champs since beating Rey and Dominic Mysterio at the 2021 Money in the Bank Premium Live event. They hold the SmackDown title concurrently with the Raw Tag title, which they've held since May of this year. The Usos acknowledged the new record on Twitter, writing, quote, "Officially the best team in WWE ever. #WeTheOnes," unquote. Prior to New Day, the all-time WWE record holder had been Demolition, with the rest of the top 10 longest main roster tag team title reigns belonging to, in order, the Fabulous Kangaroos, the Valiant Brothers, the Mongols, Mr. Fuji and Professor Toru Tanaka, Paul London and Brian Kendrick, Dr. Jerry and Crazy Luke Graham, and the British Bulldogs. In ratings news, Friday Night SmackDown live on Fox from the Gainsbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis drew an average of 2.264 million viewers, according to Showbuzz Daily. That's up 6.24% from the previous week's pre-taped episode. The rating in the key 18 to 49 demographic was 0.58, up 20.83% from the previous week, and the highest key demo rating for SmackDown since September 23rd, according to WrestleNomics. The show was ranked number 1 on network TV for the evening in the key demo for the second week in a row. Later in the evening, AEW's taped edition of Rampage on TNT held steady in total viewership from the previous week, but experienced a drop in the key demo. The overall viewership for the show came in at 456,000, while the key demo rating was 0.11, down 21.42% from the previous week, according to WrestleNomics. On the cable top 150 rankings for the 18 to 49 demographic, the episode came in at number 55, down 35 spots from the previous week. This was Rampage's lowest key demo rating of the year so far. With some ticket sales updates, here's the Wrestling News' Lou Kipilman.
Tomorrow's episode of AEW Dynamite at Total Mortgage Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut, had 1,214 seats still available as of yesterday afternoon, according to WrestleTix, with 2,960 tickets distributed. AEW's last appearance at Total Mortgage Arena last February drew a crowd of 5,993. WrestleTix also reported yesterday that AEW Full Gear, 4 days away at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, had 10,665 tickets distributed out of a capacity of 11,953. WWE Survivor Series, scheduled for the weekend after Full Gear at the TD Garden in Boston, is a near sellout, according to WrestleTix, with only 178 tickets still available out of a capacity setup of 12,918. For the Wrestling News, I'm Lou Kipilman.
And an update on Tribute to the Troops. WWE's 20th annual edition of the special will air on Fox on Saturday, December 17th, according to PW Insider. Specific air times will vary depending on local TV markets. Matches for Tribute to the Troops were taped last Friday night after SmackDown in Indianapolis. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the Wrestling News 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.